Hey guys, it's Chris from Enola Gay, and it's time for Valken Debrief Live.
Welcome to the most interactive airsoft show on the interwebs. It's the Valken Debrief Airsoft live show. Each and every episode is sponsored by the fine folks at Enola Gay. Also, don't forget to sign up for the largest growing airsoft community in the world, known as the Valken Alliance. You can link up with other Alliance members throughout your region on our Facebook groups by just searching the Valken Alliance. We also offer Alliance sponsorships for qualified airsoft teams. And the Valken Debrief also shares local and national airsoft events so you don't miss out what's going on in your region. We also give away some sweet products from time to time, so the more you interact, the greater the chance you could win. And we work hard to bring you new and exciting special guests during each episode. You can also find us at many airsoft events throughout the world. And if you miss any of our live casts, you can always catch the rewind on our YouTube channel or SoundCloud. So sit back and get ready for your Valken Debrief.
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for immature airsoft players. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences with common sense only.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Valken Debrief Airsoft live show, episode number...
It's like 3-ish?
Dos.
102? 102. 102.
102.
Hey, I'm Peltas.
I'm Kaiju.
And we are live from Wacka... How do you say it?
We are
Wacka...
We are in RV1.
RV1. In
From
Wacka...
Waxahachie. Waxahachie, Texas.
That's with an X.
And this is our mobile studio.
X.
Yeah. And, oh look, Cole Thornton is watching. Cole, I just want to tell you, this is how a mobile setup works.
Ooh, you are just rubbing the salt in that wound.
Oh, yeah. I just got to give Cole a hard time.
You got the lemon, you're squeezing it.
He waited till the last minute to get his Di-4 mask.
Did he really?
It literally showed up like yesterday.
But I'm not going to blame him because literally last night when I got home from packing the van for this trip is when my drum magazine, my second one, got here. So
true.
I'm just as bad. To be fair, I did start that project like at the first of the month for a game first of last month for a game like 3 weeks away. Oh, yeah. So that's on my fault. Like I've spent a lot of time patiently waiting for the UPS guy.
So Cole, I hope you got the package with you. You better have the package. So he's watching. The package is watching.
Cole will be here in 45. He said in our room. I'm a little worried. Don't stop at the liquor store.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we're
come find us. That's a challenge.
Room 346 at the Holiday Inn.
Express.
Not
the Holiday Inn. The Holiday Inn Express.
Because we want to be smart tomorrow. It's important.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a great guest on tonight.
Which actually fits our X theme, right? Because he's John Zero.
Yes.
The Zero of Zero Customs with an X.
No, X Customs.
X Customs. Why didn't you call it Zero Customs?
Well, if you would search on Facebook, it is at Zero Customs on Facebook and Instagrams.
But it's X Customs is the official title of the
Yes, X Customs.
X Customs. If you need to sue them, it's X Customs.
X Customs. That's right.
Not Zero Customs for all legal purposes. X Customs.
So we just want to quick shout out to our sponsors.
Do we have sponsors still? Are
they still with
do.
us? They have not.
Have they not abandoned us yet? Because it's only a matter of time. I feel it coming. Hey, Chris.
So who's our first one?
Oh yeah, Enola Gay. They make smoke. They make things that go boom. And actually, I heard
lifestyle
gear. We're pushing that lately, aren't we? The lifestyle.
Well, that's what
gear.
it is.
It is.
It's a lifestyle.
If you want to live the pew pew lifestyle everywhere, not just on the field, Enola Gay.
You know, I was at Walmart's the other day.
Did you see an Enola Gay shirt?
No.
Oh.
I was checking out, and I was looking on the back wall. It had the Samsung QLED TV.
Ooh.
And it was a Samsung commercial of a gal with 2 burst red smoke grenades, and they were EG smoke grenades.
Oh,
I was like, damn, EG made it big with Samsung.
I forgot it. On Reddit, they had this video of a guy in a Day of the Dead costume, and the helmet, like the mask, had 2 yellow smokes pouring out the side, and then he had 4 smokes in each hand, like purple going this way and red on one hand, and then blue and then green. And he was doing this. They had a fan blowing in front of him, and he's doing this pattern thing. So he's making patterns with the smoke as he walks towards the fan. So yeah, check it out. And honestly, like, EG's great for everything. People are doing gender reveals with it now.
I know.
It's kind of cool.
I know. Pink is, like, becoming
popular.
Pink is
blowing up.
Because pink is, like, one of their most expensive colors that they don't do very often.
Yeah, so if you're going to have a girl, plan early.
Who's our other sponsor?
Valken Alliance. It's the lamest pyramid scheme in Airsoft.
It's not the lamest pyramid. It's the best pyramid scheme.
I was being ironic for the millennials.
No, it's the best pyramid scheme.
They gotta understand. It's about irony and avocado toast and being entitled, right? Isn't that how the young people do things?
We're just trying to connect folks in your area. As you can see, we are featuring the southern region tonight because our guest is from Texas, which is in the southern region.
Is a lie, because I am in the southern region right now, and palm trees are dead on the ground. It is so cold here right now. It is cold. I think it's like 26 degrees out.
Well, in Colorado, I mean, yes, we're from Colorado, but here there's a lot of humidity. There's a lot of water in the air, and it makes it just worse.
It does.
We do have
no humidity.
Our Overachiever of the Night award goes to not Ethan Vaughn.
It's not. It's also, not Timothy Green. Because you thought it was him, too.
I know.
No, it's not you, Tim. No.
Rich Gant.
Is he a new winner?
No, Rich is a...
Sorry, I didn't support the
He's a
graphics.
Long-time viewer.
Long-time viewer, first-time winner?
Yep.
Because guys, remember, when we do a call-in show from now on, I forgot to preface this, but you have to call in with long-time viewer, first-time caller, like it's a radio show.
Or to start your story, well, there we were.
Yes,
or
there I was. There I was. And if you're from the 82nd Airborne, every story you say starts with,
oh, dang,
there
we're
I
up
was,
to 25. We're up to 25 already.
Are we?
Yeah, let's see who's all in the house.
Ethan has been all over it. Steve Tom stopped in to say hi. Corey Haynes is apparently doing his own gender reveal this week.
We got Ryan Dean. We got Chris Sexton.
Javier. Oh, Zeb Zangle joined us.
I know.
Hey, Zeg.
Old Fart Airsoft, who's like 20 years younger than us.
I like him a lot, but I have a bone to pick with him. He left Colorado. We have such a small airsoft community.
I got to invite you to he's doing
I heard he's doing a return trip.
Yeah, there's a Facebook event.
I saw that, and
I'll share the event with you.
He shared it with me.
Oh, did he?
I just forgot about it while I was sitting here. But yes, I am planning on coming to play airsoft with you, homie.
We got Ryan McMahon in the house. Who's this?
JP?
Caris
what?
Staph infection?
I don't know him.
Is that?
Oh yeah, that's his new call sign. Staph
infection.
Yeah, his wife does roller derby.
Oh really?
And so you know how like roller derby chicks have like crazy names like Misdemeanor and stuff like that. So he's been doing a lot of work on their rink because they had a corner sinking. And so when he got done, they decided he's such a fixture of their like team, even though he doesn't play, he needs his own roller derby name. So now he is Staph Infection.
Nice.
Yep.
We got Steve Tom from Dark Horse 6.
Yeah.
We got
Chris Whitley,
Cole, and PNW Punk from ASAP Podcast.
They're actually watching from the car right now, is what I heard.
Yeah.
They are from the airport. They're on their way they're inbound to Waxahachie right now for.
No, I think they're just gonna go party it up and then.
You think they're just gonna drink at the bar? They never make it out of the airport.
Yeah.
Just go from the airport bar to the strip club and just call it a day.
Yeah. Javier from Centurion.
Hey, Rich, how's it going? John McCaleb. Oh, wait.
Is McCaleb in here now?
Yeah, John McCaleb just said he would love to watch, but Rich, Cameron, and Cody can't be bothered with our peasant podcast for the evening. They're doing big boy stuff. We saw your
because they waited till the last minute to prepare for this event.
We actually saw John. We used my camera zoom on the way in.
We saw the
Petroleum Club. John was in the window.
He was.
He lives there now.
We took a telephoto Zoom picture. Mm-hmm. We'll post it up tomorrow.
I'm going to meme the shit out of it. It's going to be great. Disposable Heroes is here.
Best team ever.
Rad. Best. Two-time, not one, two-time Lion Claws Tactical winner.
Tactical Challenge
winner.
Yeah. They won. And they won in Paris, California at the train yard.
They need one more and to get the hat trick.
Yep. And the Mojave in 747.
So, John, if you're watching, they need a third thing to dominate at.
But next year is returning to the 747, but it's going to be at night.
So if you don't have your noodles, don't go. Or if you don't, just tack light it up and make everybody's noodles not work. You know, it's up to you.
All right.
You want to take that.
We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're up to 30 viewers.
Is this the bacon one? Is this the straight BB one? Which one is this?
No, it's gotta keep you on your toes.
I just like watching you eat bacon.
Oh wait!
It's a weird
Before we go to
fetish I have.
commercial, we have.
Did you forget to do the loadout battle
The
again?
loadout battle. Loadout battle.
All right, I'm digging this. Is the graphics up yet?
Yep.
Okay, graphics are up. I'm going to jump right into this. If you guys don't know, loadout battle. We're going to put a poll up after we read a little bit about these guys. It's going to be up the entire show. Vote for your favorite. Whoever wins the most weeks wins a glorious prize.
Not the most weeks. Who survives to the end?
Is it survives to the end?
Yes.
Sorry,
Once you lose, you're out.
I didn't talk to our lawyers. But there's a big old prize pack, like a small duffel of goodness. I think everybody.
Okay, I can't leave the graphic on that long. You gotta either talk faster or talk about.
I'm sorry.
People.
Anyway, loadout battle. Here we go. On your left is Jay Johnson, PM6. In real life, he is Joshua Johnson. He is doing a Colonial Long Hunter loadout featuring a KTW carbine, KTW pistol, tomahawk made from a cold steel trainer with a wood handle added, powder horn holds BBs. Gotta love commitment to the bit. And the rest of the kit made by hand or purchased from reenactment shops. I think it looks pretty dope.
Oh yeah, KTW. I remember pushing those. It was like pushing crack. We used to do pistols 20 paces at airsoft events.
Ooh.
On the right, we have Zero Shot Airsoft. In real life, it is Corey Salt Cider.
We only know like 9 Corys.
I know, right? This was a loose SAS impression loadout. It's a Cry AC uniform with a Mitch 2002 helmet and a Paraclete RAV. For his weapon, he runs a Fatco
Customs from Ryan Dean himself.
Mark 18 and an RWA 1911 Pistola. So go ahead and submit your votes on your phone. Down by the chat, there's a purple button. Tap it, make your vote, and swipe down.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to ask, what is a loose impression? Is that like a SAS soldier that gets around a bunch?
That's just, it's a caveat to if somebody finds an imperfection with his impression.
It covers.
He's covered.
So, like, if he doesn't have the exact issue boots, he's not going to get yelled at, basically.
Cole says, Salt Cider is such a handsome boy.
He is, dude. He might win the Sexiest Airsofter of the Year award.
I know, right?
I mean, he's got my vote. just an all-American boy there. Blue eyes, gorgeous.
All right, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Share it with your friends. Tag your friends. We got 32. Let's see if we can get to 50.
And we'll give you something.
We'll give some stuff away, and we might be able to convince Zero to throw something in as well.
He already committed to throw one of those guns in from the back behind him. You'll see in a second. It's okay. He's got some giveaway guns he's going to show us. Don't worry.
Tag your friends. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Virgil from Historic Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft, and you're watching the Valken Debrief.
Be sure to check out the Valken Tactical Kilo Gloves. Each glove is equipped with stretch mesh fabric and Velcro wrist closures. They come with silicone grips in those high contact areas and are touch screen friendly. These gloves are ultra lightweight and have soft gel padded knuckles to protect your hands against BB strikes. So no matter what kind of playing conditions you encounter, the Valken Tactical Kilo Gloves are the right fit for you. And we are back. Valken Debrief Airsoft live show episode number
102. Do you think Facebook knows that it's me pushing this over and over again and I'm hosting the show?
Oh yeah. If you want to help us out,
just push the legs.
The heart button.
Old Fart is.
You can give us. It's not the wow face. It's the O face.
Is it the O face?
It's the O face.
Show me your O face. What's your
O face?
Like Ohio.
So tag your friends. We got a great guest on here. John Gugel, call sign 0. From X Customs Airsoft down in Sanger, Texas?
Sanger?
Is that correct? Sanger?
Is that how you say it?
The Fort Worth area.
Fort Worth area. Okay. He doesn't want to give up his exact location.
Well, if he does, then he will be flooded with personal requests to have people work. So actually, hey, John, who the hell are you? What do you own? Who do you talk to? Let's establish this.
There are people in here that have no clue who you are.
So what's that? What's on your shirt? What do you do for a living? How are you important in airsoft? What's up?
Well, you caught me. You stumped me there for a second. Well, I've been in airsoft for about 15 years. Currently, I'm actually a technician for alarm systems, access control, video, and fire systems, as well as a.
So when my Nest screws up, you're the one that comes and fixes it?
If it's tied into your alarm system, yes. If it's not, I'm not an HVAC guy. But I started airsoft when I was really young. I started obviously paintball first, and needed
Became
something
BB curious.
It happens.
a little more realistic. You know, I didn't really dig the hopper and the tank. It wasn't my scene. Not putting down on anyone. I know there's that whole rivalry thing, but yeah, I got into airsoft and started really, really young. Got into a store in the Northeast called Long Island Airsoft. Started teching and been loving it ever since.
So if you hear some random construction noises, there's some construction going on.
Large is moving under our feet right now.
So since we are in the RV, we don't want to really we don't want to go exploring to see, because it could be an animal. It could be
Like probably a meth head.
Yeah,
It's probably a meth head.
we're like the first ones on site here at the Ren Fair. Like, Soda, where are you, dude? Seriously, you said you were going to be here tonight.
Well, we're freezing our butts off in the van, and he's in that comfy high class RV that he brings.
I know, right?
Yeah, he's shaming us right now.
So he's told us his normal day job.
Yep.
So what exactly is X Customs?
Do you make cars?
Do you make cars? Ooh, cars, yes.
They're actually I trademarked. I got the website and all the @ names and everything just in time, because there actually are, like, there's a Zero Customs document company or database company, and then there's a bunch of different car companies that are trying to be Zero Customs. And no, it's me.
So you are the official X Customs. If someone Googles it and they find not you, then you need that information so you can handle that shit. Basically, is what you're saying.
Full legitimate trademarked name, everything.
So, what do you guys do over at X Customs? Are you guys just a retailer? Are you guys a repair shop? Like, what's your niche?
So X Customs, when it was really started, when I moved here to Texas about 7 years ago, I started hitting the local scene, and I was really more interested in being a player until I noticed that there was a huge, there was a really big community here, but there really wasn't anyone pushing any boundaries as far as performance on guns. Everything was very basic, hate using that word, but everything was kind of basic. So I was like, I really want to start bringing some of my knowledge in, really, giving something back to the community and doing some tech work. And it just exploded. I mean, we grew so fast. We doubled in size every year in operation and continue to double in size every year in operation.
Well, you shared a very cool piece of information with us right before we went live, and I think this is kind of the best sign that you're doing things right. So could you share that again real quick? So just in case anybody needs to get work done in the near future, how far out are you guys right now?
So as of right now, we're full for 2019.
That's cool, man.
That is, I mean, granted, there's only another 2 months left, November, December, and it may stretch into early 2020. But being fully booked out is quite awesome, and it's because of the community. It's because people go to events, they talk about our stuff, and they rep us correctly. And we get a lot of love on Instagram. Everyone's tagging us and having a great time with stuff we build. So it's awesome. I mean, the grassroots side of airsoft is so awesome.
So when you guys are doing in-house builds, because I guess we can assume you guys build guns.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to make that assumption.
That's crazy talk.
It might be. Like, he's using all the right words. So do you have a specific build that you guys are building over and over again, or is this a general goal, or pretty much can you guys just handle whatever?
I think he whores himself out to like any job possible.
Really?
He's like the custom wizard.
Is he? So
because he has to be, because he actually, he had to work on Woodcock's guns.
Oh, that is true.
If you got to be a special wizard to work on Woodcock's guns.
So okay, so
up and running is tough.
So let's go down the list real quick. Do you do AEGs?
Yes.
Do you do HPA?
Yes.
Do you do gas blowback?
Yes.
Do you do really weird stuff like some of the reenactment grade stuff that KTW is? Can you guys work on that?
If there are parts available and I don't have to have it custom machined, absolutely.
But even if they're willing to pay, will you have something custom machined?
And it's funny because I could do some really cool stuff with Dremel, and I've made parts before, and made them out of steel, aluminum, whatever it takes to get the job done.
So what is your, You got to have a preference. What's your favorite stuff to build? Is it, doing gearbox work? What gives you the most joy when someone comes in and hands you a gun?
So that's the AEG, HPA.
Yeah, like what do you actually want to
blowback.
see when you come into work? That's more what I was asking.
That's a tough one. I love everything. I mean, building a really sweet AEG that can outperform an HPA, I love doing that. I love breaking the mold with stuff. So a PTW or a DSG, an SSG, short stroke, full stroke, all of it. I mean, I love building stuff that pushes the boundary and really gets people thinking about, the top end performance levels and what can be used for that.
So you're the guy that says, everybody's got a Mustang that can go fast. I want to build a school bus that can go fast, basically, right?
The way that I look at it is, and I'm not talking bad about people that want to learn. I have a great respect. I love teaching people how to take on stuff. There's a lot of misinformation in the industry, and a lot of people can build a drag car that does 10 seconds on the track. But you know what? How many runs are you going to get? 2 runs before the transmission blows?
That's a very good point.
That's a good analogy too.
You're going to get a Lamborghini or a Ferrari from me. It's going to perform and have that benchmark of extreme high performance.
So here's something funny. Woodcock says, my dude Zero put a Titan and Pro Win in an old ICS. I guess that shows Woodcock's level of teching ability is he can't even put a hop-up unit in his own gun.
I think it's less that he can't do it and more that he won't lower himself to it.
Oh, Woody. I am bringing it. So those of you that don't know, me and Woodcock are meeting head-to-head this weekend, Overwatch Tactics at Conquest Avalon 3. I'm the commander of the Mercs. Woody is the commander of the unit, which it's an acronym, UNIT, but I don't know what it stands for.
I think it's one of those acronyms. It's just an acronym.
It's just an acronym
for anything. It's like
gotcha,
like something from a bad.
So we're going to be roasting Woody hard. So hopefully he can hang.
By the way,
and doesn't hide behind John McCaleb.
If you're playing unit this weekend, you're fucking dead to me. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like I normally am not very factional. In the last year, I've kind of loosened up. This weekend, I'm getting serious. This is a grudge match.
John's got something to show here. What is that?
What you got? Oh, that's what's that called? Is that a motor?
It's a windy thing.
Oh, okay.
That puts a spinny thing on your round thingies.
It's a backspin maker, right?
Yeah, I believe it's a Tipman flatline system. Okay. Is what that. So actually, Woodcock, his ICS won't fit anything other than an ICS hop-up unit.
So you had to modify a hop-up unit?
Yeah, we had to mill the upper receiver to be able to fit a Pro-In hop-up unit.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
Because Pro-In, the top of it goes higher. So it has to have room above the hop-up unit in order to slide in all the way and create a good seal.
For everybody who's giving Woody shit right now, I want to point out that even if he just put the thing in himself, it wouldn't have fit.
Correct.
So that's a pretty tough custom job, I have to say. So speak on that topic before we get too much into making fun of Woody here.
Which
I still love you, Woody.
JP says Woodcock can literally barely read.
Apparently, we only roast the ones we love. That's how it works. So I always love asking this of builders. I used to build custom cars, and I always get the question, what's the quickest upgrade you can do to your car to make it, perform better? And I always say, new set of tires. Tires are the quickest, easiest way to make everything work better. So using our car analogy, what's the quickest, easiest, least invasive upgrades that you can do to your AEG to just give it a little bit extra? Like, so you just bought your first AEG, you've been playing for a little bit, and now you want to put like $100 into your gun just to get a little bit more because you're getting more into sport. What's the first place you would tell someone to start?
Well, it depends on how old the gun is. So a lot of times lubricants in these guns are really not, they're substandard. So a quick tune-up could restore performance levels that you had when the gun was brand new.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
And
so when you say
slow down,
when you say
tune-up the whole way.
When you say tune-up, can you break down what you actually mean by a tune-up? Because that could mean blowing canned air for some people, or it could mean a full breakdown. So what is a tune-up in your words?
So when we do a tune-up, we do a full reshim relube and correct AOE. If it's your first time opening the gearbox, Obviously, we want to make sure AOE is correct. We want to make sure everything looks good and fits right. So reshim, relube, like we use 3 separate lubricants inside the gearbox.
Oh, really?
A lot of yes.
Can you walk us through real quick why that's a thing to do? Because I've always thought that just there's one moly lube you use everywhere. So why the different lubes?
So for some parts that move fast, like your tappet plate, you want a lightweight silicone. You want something that reduces the drag and the friction, but keeps the speed up. If you use too heavy of a lubricant, it'll actually slow the tappet plate.
And then you'll get mistiming.
Yes, and full auto.
Oh, okay. So you'll get mistiming with that, basically, if you have the wrong lube.
Correct. It won't fully seat to the front of the gearbox before the next cycle, and therefore drop the FPS because you won't get a full seal on the hop-up.
So, in doing one of your tune-up jobs, what's the weirdest thing you've ever found when you broke open a gearbox? Just you opened it and you were like, I have to take pictures of this.
So, John McCaleb he had a good one. We were at ESR, AMS ESR. And he was having an issue with his gun. It looked like one of the trigger sensors on his Gate Titan. So I pulled it apart real quick, and in the Legion tent, mind you, on not a good work environment. Pull this gun down. I pull it open and I lift the freaking Titan, and there's a BB in the Titan.
Wait. Like, so a BB's worked its way back through the gearbox to find its way.
Wait, how does?
There's a BB block. Okay, that's ridiculous. All right, that's the winner. That by far is the BB doesn't belong here story.
I've got a disgusting one too.
All right, what you got? Is it poop? Is it poop?
So this happened recently, and I'm not going to say what gun, whose it was, nothing. But I opened the gearbox, and there were 2 live roaches.
Oh,
what?
Whoa!
Yep. Wait.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
2 live roaches inside the gearbox.
Like, did they crawl out when you opened it, or?
Yeah.
Wait. So what did they report was the problem?
Well, the person just wanted actually a downgrade in FPS. It was a brand new gun from somewhere, China, I believe, is where it was made.
You mean all
and
the guns?
It's fresh, brand new gun. Cracked it open, roaches went running into the stock.
So I'm guessing you called the exterminator shortly after that, right?
No, he probably grabbed him out and was like, bam.
No, those suckers were gone, man. Like, once they're gone, they're gone.
Woody said he found a booger. Lucas Love, he says, anyone ever hear about Operation Hellfire? Lucas, we have an event segment at the end of every show. If you would like your event shared, you have to DM the Valken Airsoft Facebook page with the Facebook event link.
And you can make us a co-host that helps out.
You can make Valken Airsoft a co-host, and it'll also...
And then it'll auto-populate for us. Make it a lot easier.
Yep.
But yeah, we will promote your event.
All right, Mrs. Kaiju's in the house.
Oh, is she?
Yep.
Suck it in.
No, not sucking it. Don't tell her where we went today. That's on the DL.
The jewelry store? Oh. What about the...
No.
Okay.
Not that either.
The water park?
Nope.
Okay.
Shh.
So, John, what's kind of the time frame it takes once you take something in? Is it really dependent on what's being done, or is this kind of a standard you're in and out in about 3 or 4 days? How does that work normally?
So there are a lot of easy fixes. Sometimes it's something like a connector or something like that. It's a really fast turnaround. But what we've been noticing a lot recently is we're getting a lot of stuff that other people can't do. And that really bogs down the amount of time it takes. When you're dealing with alignment issues, especially with HPA, or you're trying to create a perfect air seal, some of these newer guns, they really just don't, it's made wrong or incorrect in the factory, and trying to do that after the gun's been already produced and made and everything's all together is really difficult. So some guns...
It's kind of like doing an engine swap on a brand new car, like that you've never touched before. It's like you got to reinvent the wheel in a lot of ways.
Yes, okay. And some guns will spend 12 hours on a gun. And this goes into something else. It kind of don't tune really the American way. We tune more like the Asian style tuning.
Break that down for us. What's I mean, because you kind of you say a lot of things, and I think you sometimes forget that not everybody is following exactly what you're saying.
No,
so,
nobody. There's people out there that are not as smart as you, bro.
Yes. So when you say Asian style tuning compared to American style tuning, break that down for me. What's the
It's like
difference?
how Europeans know milsim, but Americans don't.
America.
Shots fired.
Yeah. So
We're frosty tonight.
we've been locked in a van all day, so we got nothing to do. But
12
talk
hours.
Shit. 12 hours. We got to talk shit. So what's the difference between tuning in Asia and then tuning in America? What are the two philosophies?
So in America, we're go big or go home. DSGs, short stroking. I mean, throw the highest performance parts in there. Make it go fast, go big. That's it. It doesn't matter about anything. Just cram the best in there and just make it happen. We could do that, no problem. But what we focus on is maximizing the way that we find the reliability curve to be the highest is if we take something, for example, with an original ratio gear set, just a standard, 18-to-1 standard gear set, real simple. You're lowering the actual force that it takes the motor to pull the gears back. You can still get 30 rounds a second by increasing the RPMs of your motor, but not damaging your batteries by drawing too much amperage. And then we also match our batteries to our builds. We'll tell you out of the gate, you need a minimum, for example, a 1200 10-energy 25C.
Okay.
You need that in order for this to run perfectly. If you go to like a 20C or a 15C, you may notice the battery getting extremely hot as you're firing and stuff like that. There's a lot of different ways that you can tell something's not working right in an airsoft gun, but making every single thing inside the gun, like, I know you want to talk about jewel creep. I know that's
No.
Whoa.
Hold on.
No, but
I'm really enjoying this, and
No,
I
no.
want to get to that, but I want to hear this.
because he has a very good point. I mean, when a lot of people make the mistake of putting one or two things in, and it stresses the system, and it might give it that thing, but the system doesn't have harmony.
So-
and it breaks, and then John makes more money.
So the analogy to use basically would be like, a lot of people go out and buy a turbo, slap it on their car, but then when they're up at 120 miles an hour and they slam on the brakes, they suddenly don't have the tires or brakes to slow them down. So an airsoft gun is a holistic item. It's all the parts are designed to work in concert. When you improve one thing, you need to improve everything down the line.
But Brian Burgess, I mean, his comment is very true to the fact. Everybody knows putting graphics on your Honda Civic makes it go faster, and he's sure that it applies the same effect to rifles. If you rattle can your rifle,
So
it's going to shoot better.
I'm going to need 3 X Customs stickers for this weekend's event. That's all I need from you now. Just put them on the outside. We're good. Increases the accuracy, right?
So one of the things like matching your cylinder to your barrel length, the volume of air inside the cylinder to the actual barrel length that you have, that's something that's overlooked a lot in builds. And I have a funny story on that.
Ooh,
when I
Bill
started teching, I had someone argue with me that an M16 cylinder is an upgrade on an M4. And I couldn't really understand what they were trying to say, but a full uncut Type 0 type cylinder with no hole in it, they were saying that that's an upgrade for an M4 because it comes with an upgrade kit. And what explained was that having the cut in the cylinder matches the air in the barrel and gives you proper compression. When you're utilizing all of the air, you don't have to put as big of a spring in to get the FPS level that you want.
And so if you have a lighter spring, then you're not stressing the motor and the gear set as much, so you can get
Correct.
the same effect without stressing parts, and they'll eventually break. So once again,
Yes.
airsoft guns are not simple pieces of machinery. The reason you go to a guy like John is because he has broken way more of them than you. So he's learned all the lessons that you're not going to in your lifetime. So he'll do it right the first time. Little lesson for you guys.
So,
I tried to count on how many I've upgraded, and it's in the thousands.
Yeah.
so
Broken a lot too.
I'm curious. This is a similar topic question. What is your opinion about pre-cocking? So explain the folks what pre-cocking is, and then what your opinion is on it.
I think it's great. Actually, the first instance of pre-cocking we saw in airsoft was with the Tokyo Marui PSG-1, which would pre-cock the piston to the rear position and then release it and fire it. The benefit of having something pre-cocked is your BB comes out faster when you pull the trigger. Now, when you're doing CQB and speed matters and things are counted in milliseconds, you don't want the whole piston to have to slide all the way back, release, and then fire the BB. It starts in the rear position, releases, and then comes back end the trigger pull.
So essentially, as you are letting off the trigger and getting back on, that is enough time to reset that so it's ready to be hair triggered again. So basically, you're going to have that gap in your timing anyway as you come off and on the trigger, and in that gap, that's when you're reset back to the back. So I know some people are probably hearing this explanation and they're thinking, well, it still has to travel the full distance when you pull the trigger, but there's a natural pause anyway when you're on single shot, so that covers up for that loss of like rate of fire, if anybody's thinking that in the audience right now.
I love Random Guy Kev. Random Guy Kev is a good dude. Look him up on YouTube's one of our buddies from the Northeast region. He says, airsoft guns are simple. I point and shoot, so I'm good. Kev is a very simple guy. Very simple.
Very simple.
If you want to know the quick way to tell what precocking is, gas blowback.
Okay.
Gas blowback's precock. They fire the BB, then seal, rack the slide back to load the next round. That's why it's so effective to use a gas blowback pistol in CQB, because you're firing, then cycling.
Mr. Zero-san, explain many things to us. We thank you very much.
So it's actually like a real gun instead of, an airsoft gun is still, I hate to say not real gun, but like, it always drives me nuts because people make the assumption just because it looks like an M4 that there's M4 stuff inside it. You know what I mean? Like that it's not just a shell and they've sandwiched in a motor and a bunch of gears and a spring and a nozzle and a hop up where like stuff doesn't normally go. Just remember your airsoft gun has not real gun parts in it unless it's a GBB and then it has everything except like a hammer, right?
Or a lot of mil-spec guns. They have probably a real buttstock.
Yeah.
You can put a real handguard or rail on there, but you can't put an airsoft rail on a real gun.
But you can't shotgun it and just pull your BCG out, right?
No,
you can't do that and then swap that out real quick and just mess with your sear. That it's not that easy. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Anyway, all right, we'll get to it. I know you want to talk about it. Let's talk about jewel creep real quick because
who's a creep?
I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
You're a creeper.
No, I'm a weirdo. It's a Radiohead song. You don't know?
I don't listen to Radiohead.
John, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a creep. Radiohead.
Dude, I have a 7-year-old. I have to listen to.
Dude, this song came out in 1997 when I was in high school. Okay, it's not new. Radiohead.
Dude, I was already graduated from college.
All right,
by
forget you
then.
guys. You guys are lame. But jewel creep. So this has been a hot topic around the sport all over the U.S. The standard for testing your velocity on your gun has been like 2 O's with a chronograph, and they're testing the actual velocity of 2 O's. Now a lot of fields, I know, I was at Go Airheads a couple weekends ago, and they actually do all their chronoing with 3 2's, and so they're actually doing the joule math. And to give you guys a quick overview on this, joule is the energy that it reaches the target with. So joule is a unit of energy. It can be heat. It can be velocity. It can be kinetic. It's just a measurement tool. So don't think it's joules like there is diamonds and shit in your gun. Oh my gosh. But so walk us through real quick some of the myths around joule creep you've seen, and where the benefits to measuring velocity with a heavier and a joule rating rather than just a speed rating.
There's a couple different trains of thought, and there's a lot of information out on airsoft in regards to joule. One of the things is a lot of airsoft guns, even just stock guns that come from overseas, they have oversized cylinders, and they're over-voluming their cylinder. And if you ever shot an airsoft gun, it has a really loud snap out at the end of the barrel. That's unused air. That's velocity right there that's being lost. So the easy way to think of it is, with a 2.0 traveling down the barrel, there's a certain amount of time that it's going to travel. When it exits, it exits. Now, all that unused air, the way to use it would be to make the BB spend more time in the barrel. The way that you do that is you lower the velocity. Now, you don't do...
Wait. Why? Airsofters don't want to lower the velocity. They want to pump it up.
Because more FPS is good. It's good more FPS. Like professional Russian. Yes.
comes to energy transfer.
Oh, well then, educate us, sir.
With heavier weight BBs, you're having that same cylinder that's losing air out of the barrel. You're having a heavier weight BB stay in the barrel longer. It's absorbing more energy, more kinetic energy before it exits the barrel. So you can end up with a BB that's traveling at, 0.5 or 1 joule more than a 2.0 because it's absorbing more of the energy inside of the barrel and it's accelerating at such a rate through the barrel.
So it's the analogy would be you have the car that gets to a very high, two cars drag racing, right? You have one car that gets to a very high velocity very quick, gets up to 50 miles an hour like in half a second. The other car may take 3 seconds to get to 50 miles an hour, but it has a higher top speed, so they will reach the end. They will reach the end of the race. The harder accelerating car will reach it faster, or the slower accelerating car because it gets to a higher top speed. Is that kind of a good analogy?
So it's hard to transfer into cars, but if you were
that's how I talk. So sorry.
That's a tough one. I don't know how I can make that work, but it's in essence. The heavier BBs will keep their energy longer at distance.
Okay.
So what people will end up doing in order to get more range, and this was very big. If you remember when Polar Star first came out, everyone said, "Oh, I have a 100-yard shooting Polar Star." Well, what BBs are you using? 3.2s, 3.6s, 4.0s. Yeah, you have a 100-yard Polar Star because you're shooting the equivalent of 550 FPS because of joule creep.
So...
Well, okay. Wait. Well, speaking of P-Star, because when P-Star came on the scene, there was a big thing of, wide bore or no bore. I mean, so...
You're jumping topics here, homie. We're talking about velocity. You're talking about diameter bore. Is that
correct? But that was like a big push that... Zero, you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Okay, you guys educate me real quick. I'll just sit back and enjoy.
So your wide bore barrel basically creates an air cushion around the BB as it's exiting the barrel. What you don't want is the BB to sit on the top of the barrel. You don't want the BB to ride the top of the barrel the whole way out. You want it to stay centered and true, so this way you're getting a true shot out of it. But in a barrel, this length, wide bore, tight bore, I mean, we've noticed in our builds at least that a 603 is the tightest you want to go when it comes to an HPA system because the air is being delivered in a different way than an AEG. An AEG, as the BB is traveling down the barrel, it's gaining velocity the whole way, and it's equal to the spring that's being released. With a lot of air systems, it's forced air, so you're getting a punch of air that's voluming out and accelerating in a different manner, and it's a little bit more violent. That's why, like for example, the Wolverine Gen 1s, they would feed so fast and release so fast, it would create instability in the barrel. That's why they released the Gen 2 Inferno, which loads the BB, then fires the shot. It uses a spring to load the BB. Oh. It's a lot more gentle and creates a lot better of an air seal to the hop-up and makes a more stable shot.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of crazy because that's a very counterintuitive statement because I would think that if you have an air nozzle opening from a forced air system, that would actually give a larger volume of air down the barrel than an AEG. But now that you kind of explain it, I'm thinking, the solenoid's so small in those HPA systems, it just opens and closes real quick. But you have a long volume of air that has to pass through the nozzle from a spring at a slower velocity, so you are going to get a longer... Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Oh, I mean...
I've been thinking about this all wrong.
HPA systems, I mean, if you're not familiar, I mean, you can adjust the timing, the dwell, all this. It's all about how much it stays open, how fast it shuts.
I'm a Luddite. I don't have an HPA system. I just have AGs, sorry.
We need to change that, right, John?
I'm getting there, dude. Yes. I did 2 gun builds. I put 2 guns together in the last, month and a half? I'm pretty proud of myself.
John, he put 2 guns together.
I did. I feel good about myself. I was mostly waiting
Look at him. He's giving you the eye.
It was mostly waiting for UPS to show up because I was just kind of putting things together. But I have 2 guns that were non-existent, and now they're ready for Avalon. So I've been working. I'm getting there.
Then why are you giving them to John?
Well, because my LMG needs the John Zero touch to be finished. No machine gun, unless it gets the John Zero blessing, is good.
So you didn't put them together?
They're together. They're just not shooting at their optimum efficiency. And I like how you're shaming...
Oh,
what's that?
So this is one of the guns I'm actually kind of famous for is the M249, and this is a HPA-driven system
That
with
looks
a
sexy.
completely individual, different. We run the box mag separate from the trigger group. You can make it so that the trigger winds the magazine, but it's much more beneficial in these types of magazines to have an external switch to be able to control the rate in which the BBs are fed in.
Because it doesn't always respond the way you want on an automatic function, basically.
Well, correct. Now, some box mags are what's called direct feed, where they don't have a spring or a delay like a high cap does. The M249 box mags feed kind of like a high cap does, where they have rotary spring and they'll build tension. The problem is, occasionally, they'll skip and then unwind themselves. Well, you want the ability to pre-wind it, build that pressure back up before you start firing again.
So does that beauty have a name?
Charlene? Susan?
This is Maggie.
Maggie.
I like that. That's a good name.
Cole says she's a devil.
I have to say, I'm a big fan. I got to give you mad props there. No, buttstock. Go back. That pair of buttstock is like, when I got issued a 249 back in the day, like when I was a young man, I had one of those on there, and that buttstock is the coolest buttstock ever. If you could collapse it for me real quick and show the audience, because you can basically collapse a machine gun down to being like a submachine gun. So it gets super small. I love that buttstock because you go to the range on like mag dump days and just unload with that thing in your chest. It was great. That's the best buttstock ever made for a machine gun. Period.
So, so we've talked a lot about X Customs, his build work. Unfortunately, he's booked out for the rest of 2019.
But 2020 is a new year.
Yep. If you're okay with getting your gun back at the beginning of 2020, because maybe your next game's not until February, March, that time frame.
Because there's no games in December. No one's playing any airsoft in December whatsoever. It's not happening.
Oh my gosh!
It's all canceled.
Wait till you see the event.
It's all canceled.
I don't know what's up with these people. So let's talk about. You do sponsor quite a few events.
Ooh.
And you go and vend at these events.
We did some co-vending a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
A couple months ago.
Was it already
September?
This fall has gone by fast.
That was September, bro.
Was
that
it
was
really?
at War Game, Oklahoma.
Oh.
We were shooting arrows at each other.
Oh, dude, that was a lot of fun. Have to give you a mad high five.
Yeah, who's that guy
awesome.
that hit our camera?
He's from Aces Neats.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's with them.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
not good.
No.
Okay, he's not associated with you, John.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
good.
no, we're going to blame you anyway.
What are when you guys go and vend at an event? What kind of stuff do you bring? What do you want to provide the players that are attending a specific event?
We want to provide an experience. We want to provide the ability to go to an event without worry and without hassle. Whether it be a gun problem, a forgotten item, or something that you're looking to grab, we want to have it. We want to be able to help out the community, especially at these events. We know that it's stressful to go to an event, spend $200 on a ticket, and have to worry at the last minute about, is my stuff going to fail? Is something going to go wrong? What's going to happen? There's a lot of unknowns. So my thought getting into the vending at events was I wanted to approach it a little bit differently. I want to provide for the community and make sure and take away some of that worry. We've had, for example, at War Game, Oklahoma, we had a customer that wasn't even going to the event. They traveled over an hour, just came to the event because they knew it was going to be there. And, that being able to go that far out, and be able to help someone and get them squared away, it means a lot to me to be able to take some of that stress away and really provide for the community. That's what I'm in this for, is to build the community.
So let's go down the list real quick. If I'm a customer, I'm walk up to your booth, can I find BBs?
Absolutely.
Can I find extra mags?
Yep.
What if I'm just missing that sidearm that's been calling my name? Do you have a wide variety of those?
Oh yeah.
What if my gun got driven over by a truck at a truck stop? Can you hook me up with a whole new gun? Do you guys carry that?
Absolutely.
True story.
Well, actually, the funny thing about that is Solo from just around here in Texas, Josh Longton, he actually drove over his own gun.
You said his name.
I did. I said it.
Don't say it again because he's like Beetlejuice.
Is he?
Yep.
He'll appear?
Oh, yes.
He drove over his own LMG at Copperhead. He was so tired on Saturday night, he went back to his campsite, moved his truck, and drove over the front of his gun. Still fired, though. Pretty cool.
How long has it taken? How many events do you think has it taken you to figure out what you need to bring? Or did you knock it out of the park from day one?
So one of the things that we've really never ran into an issue where we've ran out of something. We obviously there are a million products in airsoft. There's so much stuff, so it's really difficult to put things on the table that people are going to need. And we obviously get requests for certain things. We try to have everything that people would need, but to carry every magazine for every gas blowback or AEG, we just can't do it.
Yeah, you're going to mortgage your house for that.
Yeah, for real. I need a lot bigger of a trailer. Little trailer won't do. But, we started, actually we took over for another vendor at a place called DFW Adventure Park. And we started running their normal, it's a paintball park, and it's beginner to intermediate level airsoft. A lot of new people get into it, a lot of rentals. We like providing for that, that experience, that beginner experience. So we started there for a couple of years, and then started getting, these opportunities to go to Centurion Milsim, Overwatch Tactics. We just did Third Coast Airsoft.
Centurion, Third Coast
Airsoft. And I had an amazing time working with Sam from Airsoft Junkies. Was awesome. It was such a good time to go to that event. And for example, that one, iPro was the big thing. Sold so much iPro, I couldn't even believe it.
I have to say, I've been around the sport for coming up on 5 years now. As
such
a member.
Baby.
I know I'm such a baby, but what's actually really cool is I can remember seeing your guys' first time. I think it was at Broken Home, the first big vending when you guys had just a table with a couple of custom guns on it. It was literally 6 custom guns. Half of them were all ghetto painted because they were someone's personal guns. And to go from there to where we were sharing that space at Oklahoma War Game, where you guys made us look kind of crappy. You guys had a setup going in there. That's a big jump from just being kind of showing off some stuff to full-on retailer. I watched you probably fix 30 guns on Friday alone.
Oh, I remember. I remember, what was it, Copperhead? Was it Copperhead 1? Where literally you just had tables and the guns that you've made. There really wasn't product.
Yeah,
you were just offering tech services under a little white tent, and just if people needed their stuff fixed, you were there. You were there when I had to take the back tire.
Oh, that's
off
right.
The Kaiju Mobile.
The Kaiju Mobile. I remember that was, he had no tire in the middle of nowhere.
I had to put my bitch Cole to work. I made Cole take those lug nuts off.
Cole's been getting worked a lot.
When we did Broken Home, that wasn't even an official thing. There was an issue with the on-site vendor. They couldn't provide a tech. I paid to attend that event, and then I got contacted, and it was like, hey, we're not gonna have a tech. Can you do it? And it's like, and it's like, we're already a full team going out there. It was like, oh God, what? Oh, what? It was like a week out, and I literally just threw everything in the trailer, and we just went, and it just flew with it, and it came out really good. I fixed a lot of guns at Broken Home. That was an extremely hot Broken Home.
Broken Home not only breaks players, but it breaks guns.
That was 7, right? 7?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
and
that was
so hot.
That was probably my worst. And I had fun in the event, but that was my worst weekend of airsoft I've ever had to suck up. That was
you embraced the
that
suck.
Was miserable that weekend. And I was driving around in a truck, so I can't imagine how bad it was for everybody on the ground who had to walk places. That's awful.
Real quick. If you're just joining us, thank you for watching the Valken Debrief Airsoft live show. Check out the loadout battle. Every week we've been having 2 loadouts facing off. We got Joshua Johnson on the left, Corey Saltsider on the right. If you just click on that.
Old versus new. You got 16th century grunt versus 2000s grunt. Pick one.
Didn't you say it? Davy Crockett versus SEAL Team 6?
Davy Crockett versus SEAL Team 6. I love it.
So hit the little purple button at the bottom there on your mobile device. Cast your vote. Winner stays and loser goes. So winner will come back next week and take on a new challenger.
I know. I'm stoked. I hope you guys are enjoying this loadout battle stuff as much as I am, because I dig the fact that I get to see someone put their loadout battle in. Here it gets announced a couple days before, and then all their friends come into the chat to vote for
I
it.
love he has like a reenactment thing with KTWs, because typically KTWs are sort of like cosplayers that do pirates or colonial, but
we
not
have an expert on that, don't we? Right now, that can answer that can talk to us about the KTWs and like how they might be kind of hard to work on. Why that would be? Do we want to ask him?
No.
Okay, no.
So
John, what do you think of KTW?
He's like,
So,
not gonna do.
Did you say PTW?
No. So actually, that leads me to an interesting question, and I know we were chatting about this a little bit before the show, and KTW came up as one of the examples. But what's the weirdest request you've gotten? And actually, two-part question: what's the weirdest request you've gotten, and what's the weirdest request you've actually fulfilled?
So a lot of times it's kind of weird, seeing a lot of outside the box stuff. Like we'll work on like sites sometimes and magazines, gas blowback mags that are leaking, and it's hard to really, find a lot of parts for this stuff. The hardest thing to do is find parts. It's just really difficult. When you're getting something that's OEM'd out of China that's built in a big factory, there's no factory support. It's not like your car where there's 100 companies that'll make a replacement part, or there's some general part that you can use. It's either it's there or it's broken and you got to make it.
Have you found that you needed to maybe sometimes just buy a second gun and cannibalize it, kind of?
I just did that. I literally just, and it was for a customer from when we went to Wargame, Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
We had someone. All they wanted was to take an AK flash hider off. That's it.
Really?
When I went to take it off, it broke the threads from the barrel instead of breaking the threads from the flash hider.
Oh.
I had to take a map torch and like melt the metal.
Good old pot metal.
Oh yeah, white metal. And I could not find this threaded barrel. It didn't exist. So I literally had to buy another gun, just take care of this customer. And here's something about, kind of how we do things. This customer asked us to fix this gun at Wargame, Oklahoma, asked us to be able to provide a suppressor. I messed it up. And you know what? I brought it home. I ordered a whole nother gun, cost me $150, took one little part off it, replaced that part. I gave him a suppressor. All of it was free. No shipping, nothing.
That's
we
awesome.
Messed up.
Dang.
That I wouldn't spread that around too much, man, because you're gonna have people sending all kinds of weird stuff, hoping to get free work done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
that's a rad guarantee.
So it happens sometimes. It's rare.
One of my team leaders from Merckx I'm gonna bring him over to you tomorrow when you're set up. He's actually he said his regulator is not working, but he's not sure if there's a problem with the regulator or the remote line or burst discs. Are you able to QC that and figure out what's the dealio?
Absolutely. And I spoke to him as well.
Awesome.
Today, we actually had a conversation today about it, and we're throwing some things back and forth on it. It's definitely a very weird issue. So I really want to see what's up with that.
So this is more of an intellectual exercise for you at this point than anything else. You're more hoping to find a problem that you can fix in the future that's that weird kind of thing, like, because that's how I look when someone brings me a car and they're like, it does this and it doesn't make any sense that it does it. I want to get into it because I want to find what's causing that problem, so if I ever see it in the future, now I know to look for it. Yeah. So is that kind of where you're at with this?
And and I will say teching at events is that all the time.
Ooh.
Because you're under pressure. Someone's
limit,
and you've got to know, quick, how, it's doing this, I need to do this. It's so fast,
That reminds me of, you were telling me a story about if Crytek techs and engineers can't figure something out,
yes.
What do they do?
So I actually had a great conversation with Alex from Chris Group when we were in LA. And he's one of the guys who does a lot of product development on some of their antique recreations, and then he also works on the airsoft side and some on the firearm side, the new firearm side. And he said they have a great technique for figuring out problems in their design team, which is they have a box of old toys. So like Robocross, Transformers, GI Joes, everything with joints that's mechanical. And they tell their guys, if you get stuck on something, go play with toys. And so Alex was telling me a story that they were working on how the sights flipped up on one of their models because they were doing something different, and he couldn't figure out the action of how it actually moves. So he went and started playing with toys, and the action on their sights is actually the same movement from like a GI Joe from 1986.
Wow.
It's like some arm movement or something.
That's crazy.
So not only do they use it as an inspiration thing, but they also use it as just mechanical stuff as mechanical stuff. If someone figures out something, you can replicate it.
Well, it's cool that gentleman that you've been chatting with. He actually hit up because it is a Valken regulator. He hit up the Valken Airsoft Facebook page, and I saw him pop up because I'm one of the moderators. I'm like, whoa, that's one of my team leaders for the event this weekend. And he tells me the problem, like
one of the many moderators, the 30 or 40.
I'm like literally the only one. But I'm like, I'm glad you caught me before I left. I actually packed a spare regulator and line, so just in case you can't figure out if all else fails and you can't figure out the puzzle,
you're still playing.
I'm just going to replace it for him. So, but I'm interested to know what failed, because then I can take that information back to our developers and add that to our
it's almost
data.
like this whole industry works together. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody wants to talk to
we
each
all
other
work together
to work it better. I mean, the forums would have you believe we all hate each other. Is that right? I mean, I don't like John very much, but I mean, I still tolerate him.
We actually have a request from the audience.
Ooh, who do we got?
Throw them V's up right here, boy. That's right. Yeah.
Who's that from?
Mr. Hollum.
How's it going? All right, so where were we? I lost my train of thought.
So
there. We started telling stories.
Yeah, we were talking about projects. So, what are your plans for 2020, John? 2020. What are your plans next year?
Oh, this is gonna be good. I've been waiting the whole time. So we actually are going to be doing a couple different programs, and we've got some a little bit of rebranding. A lot of people have seen, our new logo, our new X Customs logo.
I like that a lot. That reminds me of like hit markers over the sea from like Battlefield. I like it. I like that a lot. That's cool.
And what we're going to be starting with is, Woodcock is one of our ambassadors. So
you can call him a guinea pig. He's not an ambassador. You try stuff out, and then it doesn't work, and he's the one that has to deal with it.
No. Woody is a sponsored player.
Oh, is he?
He's elevated.
Woody's
now.
a sponsored player.
Which I could say this crap right now because
he's not listening.
He had to go do homework.
Wait. Hold on. Does he have an X Customs coupon code?
So and we're not going to be copying anybody in doing it. Concept that X Customs is doing.
So, new logo. What else is coming out?
So, some of our team, you'll see them on fields, and they will be X Customs ambassadors.
Oh, so you actually can identify people who are. Are we gonna use? Ooh,
wait,
I like
is that IR?
Oh, that's
and
cool.
then we also have staff. So, what we're trying to do is create something, be able for people to find out what we're doing and take a look at some of the builds we've done. So our ambassadors can, seeing them or asking them, for example, hey, you have an X Customs, can I see it? Can I shoot it? And we choose people that are beneficial to the sport, people that are in it for others to be ambassadors for our product. That'll show it off and go, hey, take a shot real quick. See how it performs, see how the trigger response is.
So if you want to check out some of those ambassadors, who's on the list so far? We know Woody's on the list. Is there anybody else that people need to go check out?
Cass.
So Woody and Cass are going to be your two ambassadors for this next year. If they're going to be carrying X Customs guns everywhere they go when they have those patches on. If you want to test one, or as I like to call it, do some gun fondling, look for those patches. Cass Hole on Instagram, and then Woodcock Stone on Instagram for Woody. Check them out.
And
Casshole _.
Oh,
you got to add the underscore at the end.
Cass,
is it in the beginning?
Woodcock _ Stone.
Right.
And then, is it _ Cass Hole, or is it Cass _ Hole?
Or Casshole _.
I think it's Cass Hole.
We'll figure it out. I love you, Cass. You're an awesome dude. I follow you. I give you a like.
Much love. Cass.
Philadelphia.
So, Mr. Hollum has a question. He's asking, did Jeffrey Epstein have a case of suicide? We have confirmed from sources it wasn't suicide. It was an actual attempt.
I heard it was
on his life. It was an attempted drowning. Somebody tried to drown.
It was
Jeffrey Epstein,
and it was also a skydiving accident. I heard it was skydiving accident with drowning.
Yes.
Oh, here it comes.
There it is.
Here comes. What do you got next? What do you got? What are you putting up there?
Oh, what's he putting up there?
What do you got? What do you got? Ooh. Oh. That's really rad. That looks like a Nubis to me. Did I get that right? So what's that logo going to be for?
Hey, there was Javier's nudity right there.
Javier was nude?
You just said nudist.
Nudist? A Nubis.
Oh!
Like the Egyptian dog god.
Sorry, Javier. I was trying to help you out, bro.
I tried. Sorry.
So when we first started, we started with the logo here.
Oh, that's very cool.
And it was kind of just a Google stock image, and then we noticed that other people were using that logo.
So you decided to have something that's a little more you?
Yes. So.
Oh wait. So that logo to the viewer's left, your right, is no longer used.
What?
The one that's right there.
Yeah, that's no longer used. He's got it. Well, he hasn't like debuted it yet. He's actually debuting his new logo right now. So why would we have it?
That's true.
Yeah, he's debuting it. See, like
That's
right
true.
there. Like we're first. I mean, we need to talk to him about marketing a little better because he is not good at building buzz. He just dumps information and then doesn't let anybody know what's happening.
It's a surprise.
Like he's gonna be like, next thing you know, he's gonna be like, I have an electromagnetic gun. I can make BBs go with magnets, and then he just throws it to the side and moving on. You know what I mean? Like changes the industry. Not a big deal.
Oh, speaking of changing the industry.
Oh, is there some changing?
John, where do you see the industry going in the next 5 to 10 years?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think that it's going to be going in a positive manner. I see a lot of people that want to positively influence the sport. Yeah, we have a lot of talking heads and a lot of people that want to stir up drama on airsoft on the internet. But even the fact that this is a sport that was born from the internet and all the negative connotations that come from that, I still believe that we have a good core group of people that are building the sport and retaining customers. That's what this whole thing's about. I mean, and that's why we all have to work together. You know, I've been outspoken about some of the things, you know, in the past, but here I am, you know, Kaiju, with you, help test, with you, 100%. Hey, buddy,
always,
you know?
Always welcome in my home, brother. I have to say, I am really negligent in getting out to local fields because it's kind of a schlep where I live. It's about an hour to the nearest field. So I get a little lazy with it. I do have the advantage of getting to travel in airsoft. I'm sorry, it's just my job. But getting back to local fields, you really see that joy from that kid player. Like, I mean, walking through that safety area where everybody's messing with their guns and you hear some like 16-year-old kid telling some 12-year-old kid, you got a badass gun here. So you can take the front rail off so it's easy to upgrade. And you're like, I love it. That's where we all started, not knowing anything and telling someone who knows even less wrong information. It's wonderful to hear. Like they're just so funny. Happy to just be out there for the day, you know?
Like, you know, John and I have known each other for a minute. You know, he has X Customs. I worked with him when I was at Red Wolf before. I'm now with Valken. You know, he doesn't order anything from us, but that doesn't matter.
No,
you know,
are you shaming him right now?
No, I'm not shaming him. I'm not shaming him. No, it's just he has a very specific. He knows what parts we need, and we just serve a different demographic. But does that change our relationship? No. Like we have very good relationship with Alan Lau over at Crytek.
Oh, we had a great dinner with him.
Oh
when we were in LA.
I mean, we sent him a bunch of our batteries for him to test to actually see where he could certify which batteries are up to their spec that they can certify as Crytek authorized, batteries.
I think the best example of this whole little discussion.
Well, let me get to my point real quick.
Sorry. I was going to tell a story.
We all get along. Everybody thinks that it's knockout, drag out. This company hates that. It's like no. Well, we actually do co-projects or OEM for other companies, and you don't even realize it. It's just. The industry's too small to isolate yourself on an island. We do. I think we work with a lot of people.
I think the best example of that is that when we were at Oklahoma War Games, someone walked in and we were vending right like opposite sides of the garage vending with John's guys, and they had a certain brand of BBs, we have a certain brand of BBs, and someone walks in and says, "Who's going to cut me the best price?" And the first thing I heard from both John and Kaiju was, "Buy the brand you want. We don't care. If you want those BBs, go buy those BBs. If you want our BBs, we're not gonna come after each other."
And if you're buying BBs based on the best price, I would hate to see how shredded your hop up is.
Walmart's right down the street. Walmart's right down the street if you want the cheapest BBs you can find.
Crossman camouflage, though.
Yeah. So, all right. Back to actual airsoft. So 5-10 years, you see us growing. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years? Besides all the new stuff going on, you actually had some cool programs that you were kind of talking about that were getting in the works last time we talked. Is there any that we've gotten farther along with some of those, or how's that working?
We're always looking to innovate, and we're always looking to bring something new into it. And there are a lot of things I want to talk about, but I can't yet.
I can't yet. I'm trying to pull them out of you. I'm trying to pull them out.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna mute the mic so he can tell. Hold on, we're gonna mute him. Man,
okay.
Oh,
so
jeez, that was exciting.
I'm moving to Texas. I decided.
Really?
After that news, I'm moving to Texas. No. I want to be closer.
No.
I quit.
We need to move John up to us.
Yeah,
Colorado's the promised land. We don't let anybody in, John.
We're full in Colorado.
Yeah, but we'll make an exception for John and bring him up there.
So now that we can't tell...
Colorado.
Now that we can't share that info, we'll move on to other questions. I know it's not like there's a way you can contact John and annoy him for this information through Facebook, Instagram, and if you have his cell phone number, bomb that too. But
dude,
we need to get it out.
Wait, hold on. Let me put John's cell phone number up here.
Please, no.
Make sure to call him between 3 and 5 in the morning. It's when he's doing the most productive things. So, Breach Point. I have not gotten to do a Breach Point production yet.
Watch this. All right, there we go. There's his cell phone number at the top of the screen.
No,
it's the debrief.
It's the hotline.
It's the debrief hotline. We're just messing with you, John. So he's be like, "Holy smokes, they put that up there fast."
So Breach Point Productions. I am such a loser because I did not get to do the division game. I feel bad. I will carry that shame for the rest of my life. I have heard nothing but awesome things about that weekend.
You missed out, bro.
I did.
You missed out.
And also the AO you guys had access to. Oh my god, that looked so ridiculous. So the question is, that AO is gone. It is no more.
I'm undefeated on that AO.
Dude, he's been talking about this for 3 weeks. He wanted to say that on the air just for this question. So, where is Breach Point going in the future? Do you got some new AOs you might want to share with us? Some new plans? What's going to be the future of Breach Point?
So we had a great time working with Overwatch Tactics, Breach Point Productions, and for those that don't know, I'm the president and CEO as well for Breach Point Productions. So I currently am looking.
Give a shout out to your co-owner.
Co-owner, give a shout out.
Greg,
hey,
my co-owner.
Hey, Greg.
He's watching.
He better be. We came across this opportunity for the Mineral Wells Hospital. And it was awesome. I mean, it was every airsoft player's dream to be able to play in a site like that. I mean, it was 140,000 square feet, 3 stories, plus basement.
John, I feel bad enough already. You don't have to rub this shit in. We're talking about the future.
And it was haunted.
Not the Shut up.
It was haunted.
All of Seriously. You. I'm going to walk off the set right now.
It was so haunted.
But the division game was one of the events that we held there, and we wanted to try something new. We looked at a lot of the different games that were going on, and we said, how can we do this differently? How can we tie into something that invites people that wouldn't normally be interested in airsoft? And I'm a gamer. I love gaming. So I was like, well, why don't we try this idea for the division event? And then, we got with Soto from Overwatch, and we said, hey, how can we make this happen? How can we do this together? And this kind of proves the point that we all work together. 2 production companies coming together for the same event.
Meshing.
I mean, just nothing but love. So we went and said, how could we change it? How could we make it as realistic as possible? And how could we really challenge the thought process on airsoft games? So we came up with the Division because, it had division agents and green poison and this rogue government faction. And we said, this is a really cool story. And it would be awesome to be able to tell it in airsoft. And actually right up here are the saws that were unlockable in the game.
I told you to stop making me feel bad, dude. Just stop.
There were unlockable perks in the game. So, for example, you can get one of these saws for 1 hour.
How did you have to prestige, or how did that work?
So you had to find intel, you had to complete objectives, you had to do certain things to be able to unlock these items.
That's cool.
Thing was we actually had a real life loot system that you kept what you found in the AO.
Unless, but the loot boxes or briefcase, they were locked, so you had to bring them back to get them unlocked to the vendor turn. But that you had no idea what you could get janked.
So it could
your
just
loot
be
crate.
it'd be like a bag of beef jerky.
So if
or
you
it could be like gold. It could be anything in between.
Oh, it was anything from BBs, from smoke to smoke mask to extra live syringes. I mean, it was all this, or unlock a weapon that you get to go use for like an hour.
Could you just it would be great if there was like an airstrike for the whole field. Like, I just nuked all of you. Just stand up there.
It was only level 1.
Walk back. All of you walk back to spawn. I am the nuclear god.
But what was cool is if you saw a dude carrying like a little box or briefcase, everyone turned and were like,
get that dude.
Get that dude. So
get that dude.
Like when you got something, you either needed to be escorted back or you hauled booty back to the safe zone.
So where's Breachpoint going, man? Like am I going to have a chance to play the Division game at someplace else in the future? Where's it going?
The Division event, we have an AO that we're working on February, March. The next install.
Nice and cool.
Division 2, Opse.
And I can't discuss the AO yet. We're still locking it down, trying to get all the information, trying to get everything together. But the Division is not going away. We will be running another Division event, and we're going to be making it 10 times better.
So will we be... All right, can you commit that there will be a Division event every year, hopefully, from this point on? I mean, it may not be in the same place, it may not be at the same time.
It's not going to die.
But, can we look forward to every year? Like, that might be... Because Avalon's kind of become the insider cool game. Like it was Copperhead. Avalon's been like you're in the know. There's a small amount of tickets. It's in a weird place. You got to get down here and play this game.
I'm the commander of the Division agent, so as long as I'm kicking, it's still going.
And that's what I was saying. Like, the Division game sounds like it's another one of those really cool concept games you got to get.
It was really cool to see some of the folks' loadouts too. I mean, they really went all out to try to replicate. Like last year, I had beacons that actually would pulse. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, are you playing this weekend, by the way, John? Or are you just vending?
I will be, unfortunately, teching and vending this weekend.
Okay.
But his partner in crime, Greg,
Greg going to be playing?
Awesome. Greg and some of the Legion folks are going to be rolling with us this weekend.
Awesome.
Mercs.
By the way, have you been watching the Merc page, John? Have you seen some of the loadouts on the Merc Facebook page yet?
It's funny because every year at Avalon, I get this new favorite outfit that people are wearing, and it's so awesome. Like Sergeant Slaughter was the first one, and it was like, damn, all right, that's cool.
Dude, the Merc page is blowing up, dude. There's one thread where it's nothing but guys in kilts with fur all over and spikes and shit. There's one guy who's a post-apocalyptic pirate with a cutlass and a fucking flintlock sidearm, dude. This is going to be insane this weekend. It seems that lately the smaller promotions like this have led to so much creativity from the players. Once people get started and there's a very loose rule set, it's not just about costuming. It's about, it's everything together.
I think it really kicked off last year when Airsoft C3 hosted the first underground event.
Another thing I'm sad I missed.
At GamePod last year. And it was really about, immersing yourself in a non-paramilitary type loadout. And, this year, Desert Fox events with the Blue Fox Tracker, they really encourage, dressing up. And with all these themed events, the post-apocalyptic, the Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
It's, you and I were talking on the drive up here that we would love to totally see more Western loadout, like spaghetti Western loadout themed events.
I think the idea of having single shot guns or wheel guns or lever guns where it slows
Lever
the
action.
shooting down.
That's not a KTW.
But guns or bolt action guns that you have to do something between the shots, or pump shotguns, because it makes the gameplay so much more about running up on someone and popping them from behind instead of just hosing them down from like 3 blocks away. I like the personal feeling of the immersion games, but my only complaint is no one's come up with iPro that matches immersion games. So you see like World War II guys with Oakleys on. It just doesn't work for me. I want like period correct aviator iPro if you're going to be in like, World War II stuff. And I want to see like old timey glasses if you're in a cowboy outfit.
So speaking of nerdy stuff, John, we'll talk about some nerd stuff to wrap up the Q&A portion here. What is your favorite nerd genre? We're not talking airsoft. Anything but airsoft. What is your favorite nerd genre?
Gaming, definitely gaming.
Really? Wait. Were you talking tabletop gaming or video gaming?
PC and Xbox.
Another one of my people.
Whatever.
Peasant.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
You actually want to interact with humans when you play things. I just want to be alone in my basement by myself, like people should be. You don't have to interact with humans. It's not necessary.
You want to do something else alone in your basement, don't you?
Play with my dog? What were you implying there? Huh? What are you implying? What are you trying to say about me? So are you a shooter guy? Are you like a World of Tanks guy? Are you an RPG guy? Are you a macro crazy wizard on World of Warcraft? What's your thing?
Actually, first-person shooters. I was actually sponsored and everything back in the day. When I started in high school, really getting into gaming, and I spent a lot of time in high school, not doing homework and playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's why most of us are working for a living instead of like rich, because we didn't pay attention in school and enjoyed ourselves. So, lesson to all you kids.
As good as I was back in the day, if I was streaming, I'd be a millionaire.
So I got to ask this: if you're an FPS guy, and we're of the same age, so there is 2 schools that have formed of people of our age because we grew up with these 2 games. Are you a Battlefield guy or a COD guy? Oh, high five! All about the Battlefield. And I have to say, I haven't always been that way, because I was a COD guy when I was like a kid, like a 20-year-old. And now that I've gotten older, Battlefield is much more appealing to me. I mean, how'd that work for you? Is it just the immersion, or are you just not a Twitch guy? You were more of a big picture guy.
Here's the analogy that works. Speedsoft is Call of Duty. Milsim is Battlefield.
I like that a lot.
Okay, then what's Battlefront?
It's LARPing.
Hold on.
No, Battlefront would be like LARPing. Like, if you have Speedsoft and Milsim, Battlefront is like fantasy.
Costsoft?
Costsoft, yeah, that's what it is. Costsoft, I can see that.
See, and that's, you're getting to something there, because Airsoft needs to go back to having fun and not being so serious.
Yes!
I know, right?
Yes! Say that again as many times. Oh my God. Everybody should...
Make sure Woody and McCaleb hear you.
Oh. We should have like the Serenity prayer for Airsoft before every game. But instead of like, I'm not going to drink or anything, it should be like, I will have a good time today. I'll call my hits.
We should totally
I will act out all my deaths to the biggest extreme. I will take nothing seriously that happens today and take none of it home with me. I will have a good day.
You know who needs to say that?
Who?
Soto.
Soto needs a little bit of that. He gets a little grumpy sometimes.
Oh, dude, we're gonna make him so. We got a surprise for Soto.
So Soto doesn't. I don't think he quite realizes the extent we've gone to with the dress up on Merc's side. Because Soto's not big on dress up, as you know. Like he's like a wear camis or nothing guy. You know what I mean? Like, and there is a lot of it. He's not gonna like.
You didn't see the picture of him dressed in drag?
For Halloween. Did he do it for real? I thought he was
not this year.
Was it?
It was a previous year.
Was it even Halloween, or is it just like Tuesday? Because I mean,
it wasn't
Soto. Live your truth, Will. Live your truth.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, Goat Simulator. That's what I'm talking about. Daniel Kruger just. If you haven't played Goat Simulator, It's on the Steam store. It's like $3. And literally, it's how badly can you fuck yourself up as a goat. Like, wander into traffic, hit power lines. Like, it is just... It is the dumbest game I've ever played, and it's possibly the most fun game I've ever played. Goat Simulator. Check it out.
What were you going to say, John?
No Luca, no on there, too.
No Luca, no? What's that?
It's a game where it's like horrible animation, and it's like you have a bowl of cereal, and there's a cat that comes out and tries to get the cereal, and you're just moving the cat away from the cereal.
That is hours of entertainment right there.
Oh.
Hours of entertainment.
Staff Infection is watching us. He must have crossed into Texas where the he got Wi-Fi.
Either
back
that,
again.
or he finally got tired enough that he drove off the road, and now he's watching us waiting for the tow truck. I hope he's at a rest stop watching us. Is what I hope.
Ooh, Joe Mini's watching us.
Joe Mini, are we crossing streams right now? So we have ASAP and Gorilla watching Valken, and then
we watch Gorilla and.
Are we
ASAP.
actually all our views? Are we just each other's views at this point? Is that how this works?
No,
we're just.
So those of you that don't know, there are currently 3 Airsoft podcasts on the interwebs. The longest running Airsoft podcast is Gorilla Airsoft Radio.
There are like 900 episodes now.
They're usually every other Thursday. Just look them up on Facebook. They're on iTunes, everywhere is podcast. 3 yahoos that are trying to be controlled by Beast, and I feel sorry for Beast because these 3 knuckleheads are a handful. But it's a show. They don't really talk about Airsoft either. They
mostly talk about their week.
And the drink of the day.
And the drink of the day. So
drink of the day.
If you need, actually, that's the best Airsoft show for cocktail lessons. If you need to know how to make a drink, they will set you up.
Oh yeah,
that's their number one.
And we learned why their show doesn't go an hour. Go more than an hour because we had them on our
they
show
don't
for
pace
2
themselves
hours
at all. They do not
It was
pace
awesome.
themselves. They are balls to the wall. And then ASAP, if you guys haven't checked
ASAP.
them out yet, another serious Airsoft podcast. Some really cool movers and shakers. Corey from Guardian Tees, Cole from No One,
the Cloutless Wonder,
PN Punk. Yeah, I took a shot at you, Cole. Just live with it.
Carl from BB Dynamics.
Carl from BB Dynamics, Derek from Mo Guns, and actually Cass is a regular cast member.
Oh
now,
yeah.
too.
So what's really great about these guys is they're not really tied to manufacturers or companies in the industry.
So
they
they
can
say
literally say whatever they
anything
want.
they want, and
They can be real.
They are
really
raw,
get down to.
unfiltered.
Yep.
100% full of salt. Did I miss any slang there? Did I get it all? Okay, yeah.
And if you're just joining us for the first time, one of our things is we try to introduce to you. Once we have a lot of fun. We share events with you across the U.S. We try to promote the community and have someone from the Airsoft community on our show each and every week. So to show you there is positivity in the community. Folks like John from X Customs. You might live in Texas and you want a custom work gun, but you didn't know where to go.
But not till 2020. You got to wait till
2020. Yeah, 2020. So, because he's booked out.
So, actually, I got to ask one last question before we let this gentleman go. Actually, are you sticking around for events?
He is going to stick around for events.
So before we go to events, I got one last question. I know you've played in the Northeast, you played in the South, you played Midwest. What is your absolute favorite place to play? And we could just go every day and play there if you had the choice.
Ooh, that's a good one. One of the most memorable is definitely going to be Zussman. I mean, I've got.
You've never played as Zussman either, have you?
I played for real at Zussman with real tanks and real guns.
No. Pretend War is better at Zussman.
It was pretend war. No one died. We were using simunitions. No one actually got shot. But no, I've done the Zussman experience. The range complex is unbelievable. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That is.
Oh no,
it's on there for me. I'd love to actually play airsoft there. It'd be great.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a little banter going on between Timmy Hanley of EMR. Who are we?
Oh, EMR.
EMR.
Sorry, one more time.
Who are we?
EMR. There we go.
So yes, Timmy Hanley. He's the number one co-host in paintball. Valken Core is our sister show on the paintball side.
Emphasis on sister.
He hates that. Mr. Andrew A. Train Holland. I think, because I was actually voted number 2 co-host on the paintball show.
Were you really?
Yeah, so I think
I need to go be a co-host.
A-Train, we should do a callback to have both Timmy and myself on the show one night and just blow it up on the paintball side.
I think the reason he's the number 2 is I haven't done it yet. I want to take the number 1 spot. I'm just saying, you guys won't have me on because you're afraid. You're fearful. So, Zussman Ranges. What did you like the most about it? What part did you get to use?
We used all of Zussman. I mean, being through all the buildings and everything. I mean, it's really dynamic. Even the underground portions and stuff like that. I mean, the pyro. I mean, everything about that event. I went to, I think, 4 different Irene events, and each one of them was memorable. I mean, I have certain things in my mind where it's like, that's from Irene 4 or 5 or 7 or 11. It's just each time is memorable. I mean, it's just a great place to play and bring friends or team members and go enjoy it and experience it.
So, actually, I might have a little bit of hope for you on that, because we did have dinner with John Liu, and he said they might be working on getting back to Fort Knox. I can't confirm anything. I don't have any real information, but what he told us is they're working on it. So
only airsoft game I've ever been to where airborne bicycles were authorized.
How do you have an airborne bicycle? It doesn't have wings.
It was actually they were military issue. They had an NSN,
and so you could bring a bike on.
No, they were the actual mountain bikes. That were NSN. Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are we sending bikes to? For real. I mean, no, seriously, I've climbed those goddamn mountains in Afghanistan. You can't bike up them. You can barely walk up them.
This was earlier campaigns.
Oh, I thought that was like a new thing.
No, that's
we're dropping bicycles now? I was like, okay.
No.
I knew it happened in the past, but I thought you were talking about there's treks with parachutes and stuff. Okay. So it's like a shred.
No, they got KTM.
They got the diesel dirt bikes that they use.
So
the cool guys use, not guys.
That was Irene 4.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that wraps up Q&A. Is there anything that we missed, man? Did we not cover something?
No, I think, we covered a lot and then some. So we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come right back and do events.
We have 30 of them, so we're going to be a while.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So this is Gunfire, and you are watching Valken Debrief.
The shortest path to your target is always a straight line. Be sure to check out Valken's full line of highly polished precision BBs made in Taiwan. The Valken Accelerate Pro Match BB is available now at your local Valken authorized dealer. And we are back at the Valken Debrief Airsoft live show. We've been talking to John, a.k.a. Zero from X Customs Airsoft. If you're just joining us and you missed the great Q&A session, you'll be able, I don't think it'll be tomorrow, next week, about Tuesday-ish, when I get back in the office, you can catch the rewind either on YouTube's or SoundCloud.
Well, Facebook will have it too.
Yeah, you can just always go back and watch
Facebook. On Facebook one more time.
Yeah.
Actually, if you've already watched the show, watch it again. We need the numbers. I appreciate it.
So let's.
So starting our week off, we got graphics up. We good?
We're good. We're good.
All right. I don't know why I'm announcing this because we've been talking about it the whole fucking show and every show before that. But Conquest of Avalon 3, November 8th to 10th, tomorrow. Southern Region, Overwatch Tactics is running it. Waxahachie. If you don't have tickets, sorry, you don't. It's sold out. It's been sold out for a month. See you next year. But awesome event. If you're just in the area, come by and say hi. We'll be there tomorrow.
Yep.
Hanging out. Big Yellow Tent. Coming up after that, we got Operation Cryptic City 2, November 15th to 17th. This is a Midwest region event. Valkyrie Airsoft. I haven't heard of them before. They've been around for a while?
Yep.
Is that a team or a production company?
It's a team.
It's a team. Awesome to see teams getting out there and supporting the community, get more people out to play. This is going to be at Black Ops in Bristol. Go check it out. That should be next weekend, right? Yeah, it's next weekend.
Yep.
Coming up after that, we got Operation Departure, November 16th and 17th in the Midwest. This is Missouri Airsoft and Simulation Site event.
Mid-Missouri.
I was just reading the script.
I'm correcting the script.
Mid-Missouri.
Mid-Missouri Airsoft.
Is there a South Missouri and Northern Missouri?
Missouri Airsoft and Simulation Site.
Okay, so
if you got any questions, Twig Humphrey.
Yeah.
Ask Twig on Facebook. He's got
it's
all
in Lawson.
the deets.
It's going to be... Is that... I guess, yeah, that's next weekend, too.
Yep.
Okay. Also next weekend, big old Valken Day, where you can see Valken people, Valken guns, Valken BBs. It's just... we call it an extra reason to come out and play Airsoft Day. November 17th.
And Rob Pierce...
Yes.
You know, it's so funny. Rob shares with me these his events, like last minute, but he doesn't realize... yeah, we've already been sharing them for like weeks, Rob.
We're pretty
get
good
with the
about
program, dude.
sharing stuff.
We're more connected to the airsoft industry than you are.
Maybe if he actually played a little Airsoft, he would...
Dude, we should take him out and just pellet the crap out of him.
Pummel the crap out of him.
That's
Make
what we
me
should
feel
do.
good. This is going to be at Ricochet.
Tactical.
Ricochet Tactical in Levittown, New York. Just a big day of Airsoft. Come out and have fun. Probably going to be some raffles. Might be some...
Lots of raffles.
Might be some... I don't know, Instagrammers there. You can get your picture taken. Mostly just come out and play with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Coming up after that, we got Powered Airsoft. Is their grand opening.
Power. Just power.
Power Airsoft?
Not powered.
Did I say powered?
You did. You did past tense, yeah.
Power Airsoft. Is this happening in November or December? Did I get this wrong?
No, this is mid-November.
Okay.
We're hoping, either just before Thanksgiving. I mean, they got a lot to prepare.
They have a huge... Like a Walmart, basically, right?
Well, I think it was like a Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah, in Waukegan, Illinois.
I mean, we're talking Game Pod big indoor area here. Well, not Game Pod, but
It would actually be bigger than Game Pod.
Would it really?
It would break Game Pod's record, yeah.
So they got a lot of work to do. They're hoping to be open by right around Thanksgiving. If not, please be patient with them. And please come out to support them because...
They're trying to get open as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's a new area. The more fields that open, the more people that can play, the more it's better for everybody. Please support new fields. After that, we got War Games on the 24th in the Southern region. It's an Airsoft Revolution 15 event in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, you're going to meet Jay Garcia from AR-15.
Is he going to be here this weekend?
Remember? AR-15, they jumped ship from Merck's and went to go... They got traded. They didn't jump ship. They got traded. Soto traded them to the unit.
I don't like that. I don't like trades. Free agency ruins Airsoft. That's all I'm going to say.
AR-15 has been Merck's like the past 2 years.
I thought that the unit was so good at what they did that we could have like twice their numbers and they still were going to win. That's what Woody told me.
Oh,
at least,
my gosh.
So I thought we could keep him, but
Okay, John. Who's going to win this weekend?
Who's going to win?
Merck's or unit?
Oh, Merc.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
I like that. Official.
Because Mercs are going to have Maggie.
Oh, that's right.
Maggie's the game changer.
Yeah. Coming up after that, we got Reindeer Games 18. Once again, this has been sold out since like August. If you don't have tickets from if you didn't take advantage of like the 4 times they opened up more tickets, it's on you. Like you've had plenty of opportunity to make it to this event. At the legendary Fort Hood, this is actually going to be really cool this year. They have enough people and they got authorization from Range Control. They're both doing Boaz and Elijah and all the woods in between. So I got that official word from Bo himself at Airsoft Con live in their studio. Not a here studio, but their studio. So it's going to be rad. It's kind of what I always like about Reindeer Games. It's like an end of the year like reunion where like sometimes people miss stuff in the middle. It's like the last game of the year. It used to be, but now not so much. Like there's more games in December.
Yeah.
A lot more. So moving along. We got Operation Northern Watch in December, same weekend, 6th to the 8th. This is going to be a Doomsday Airsoft event at Raptor Airsoft in DeLand, Florida. Mm-hmm. Where's that at? Is that like Panhandle or is that down south?
That is almost dead center, East Coast side.
So that's like close to Orlando?
Yeah, it's on the east side of
Okay.
Orlando.
Okay. So if you're in the area, please support that. Guys, remember, Airsoft is seasonal. For the most part, if you live in the northern part of the country, the summer months are going to be your prime time. If you live in the south, like Florida or South Texas, the winter is going to be your time.
If you haven't heard of Doomsday Airsoft, they've been known for doing Operation Overwatch that used to be held at the prison at Altair in the southern tip of Florida. So if you ever heard of Operation Overwatch in Florida, these are the same guys. Doomsday Airsoft. You gotta check them out if you're in the southern region over there.
But yeah, if you guys are looking for a winter game that's more temperate and not going to be cold, and you're from the north, look for these southern games, guys.
Just watch out for Black Panthers and Gators.
Like Black Panthers, the guys who march with
rifles,
like the
or animal.
like rawr Black Panthers.
More like
Oh, like rawr. Okay.
Like Kitty Claus. John Lou and Kitty Claus.
Coming up after that.
Oh, speaking of Kitty Claus.
Kitty Claus. Operation Narcos, December 7th, Pacific region. December 7th. Hey, bonus points in the chat if anybody can tell me why December 7th is an important day. Did you pay attention in class? And what they will be celebrating. Pacific region, Lion Claws event at Santa Movie Ranch in Santa Clarita, California. Yeah, it's going to be Lion Claws. John Lou puts on a good event. Go to it. I don't really know what else to say. Like, all of these are great events. If you're there and you got time, go play Airsoft.
Yep.
Finally, to finish out the year, we got Revolutions 10. The 14th, Revelations 10, sorry. 14th to the 15th, Appalachian Region, Ballahack Airsoft in Chesapeake, Virginia. That's run by the Swamp Sniper himself, Chris. Good job, Andy Britt, Pearl Harbor. December 7th, 1941.
Yep. Andy Britt, Death Raiders on Mercs this weekend.
Oh, Death Raiders, high five. Yeah, so Revelations 10, if you guys don't know what this is, Ballahack is probably one of those destination airsoft places. If you're on the East Coast, you need to make it there. It's in Virginia. It's just north of where the Marines train and that big base there. It is an airsoft field built by an airsoft player, and Revelations, the event they have there, is a complete Fallout style immersion.
They've been doing it the longest.
You go on the field for, I think it was like 12 hours straight for that game the first day, and basically you have what's in your pockets, and you got to figure everything else out from there. Yep. They have NPCs, they got zombies, they got monsters. You can go on a killing rampage if you want, but your day's not going to go that long. Like, it's kind of like LARPing to the extreme, but in like a really cool way. So please check that out. That is definitely a bucket list event if you have not done it yet.
Yeah. So. And if you come across some bonus money from work over end of year bonus for Christmas, or you get some Christmas money from family, don't spend it on airsoft gear. There are a lot of the event hosts will start announcing their first quarter events like right after Christmas into January, and those tickets are going to start going on sales because I'm not sure about how many games in January, but I know Third Coast is starting in February. Breach Point's looking at
they keep teasing
February,
us.
March.
They won't tell us what they're doing. He just keeps teasing.
Centurion Milsim, looking at beginning of March. So AMS also in March. So you save those pennies from this Christmas, because there's these events are going to open up, and you're going to want to get those because they're selling out.
Yeah, speaking of that, a lot of these events that we always talk about, because you hear the same couple events when we ask bucket list event to people. What are the same answers we always get? Copperhead, Breach Point, Avalon. All of these like bucket list events people want to go to. But here's the problem: the more people talk about these events, which is a good thing because they get more popular, the more people know about them. And now when those tickets go on sale day one, what Avalon sold out in like 2 months or something like that. You know what I mean? Don't mess around, because if you're slow in buying a ticket or planning out your year for this, either you're not going to be able to get a ticket to the faction you want, or you're not going to be able to get a ticket at all. So,
if you're an event company, we actually did a show on how we would run an airsoft game, and one of the things was about ticket sales last week. A caller called in and had a great suggestion: is
Ethan
announce when tickets go on sale, like a month before tickets go on sale. Don't say, "Oh, tickets are on sale tomorrow."
Yeah, give me time.
People don't have enough time to gather up the funds.
Most people
give them at least 30-day notice.
So you got to give them like a paycheck to save up
before tickets go live. At least a month before tickets go live. Okay, so.
But yeah, get on that, guys. And honestly, like, here's what I'm telling everybody: like, the sport's growing. John said it here on the show. Everybody we know says it. Every time I talk to someone I haven't seen in a while, they have a new friend that's playing airsoft. So these events are going to get harder to get to. So start planning your stuff out, because otherwise you're going to miss out. It's not like it used to be where you just can. I mean, hell, Broken Home used to be able to just pretty much show up and buy a ticket on site, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, so plan that shit out.
All right, John, thank you so much, man.
I mean,
I got one more thing.
What you got? For those who stuck with us.
Real quick, thank you, Kaiju Peltest, for having me on.
Oh, dude, it's our pleasure, man. You are the shit, dude.
And I want to say, I want people to take one thing out of this. There are a lot of different people in airsoft that are trying to grow the sport. One of those people is actually Ryan Dean from Fatco Customs.
Oh, dude.
He's another technician, and he's up on the north side of the country. I'm not sure exactly where he's from.
He's
Chicago.
just outside of Chicago.
Chicago.
Chirac.
Chirac, yeah.
So seek out people that are knowledgeable, talk to people, and make an educated choice and choose your local guys, support the sport in your area.
Are you giving up business to support local shops? Are you saying don't send stuff to you, support your local shops if you can?
Absolutely.
That's an awesome message, man. I love that.
We've done work international. We've sent guns to other countries. We've teched on things from Hong Kong, Italy, UK. But it's always good to see people supporting the local scene. That's the only way it's going to grow. It's the only way we make the sport better.
Awesome. Super positive message from a super positive dude. Thank you so much, like a million times. Like I treasure these conversations. We don't get.
Oh, we're gonna have more because we're gonna see you in the morning.
I get to hang out with you all weekend, so we get to keep this going. You guys, on the other hand, don't unless you got a ticket to Avalon. You don't get to hang out, but we do. So I think that's the show, right?
That's the show, man. That's a wrap.
I mean, if you don't forget SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, we're on
IG,
SoundCloud.
Instagram. Hit us up on YouTube.
YouTube's Valken Video on YouTube.
John,
where can people find it?
Right.
Find you on social media and how to order stuff and things like that.
So www.zerocustoms.com with an X instead of a Z.
XERO Customs.com.
Yep, XEROcustoms.com, as well as Facebook.com/XERO Customs. And then at XERO Customs on Instagram.
Actually, I'd say go to Instagram because there is some wild builds on that account. Like just some silliness.
Oh,
dig into that one.
And before we we got the loadout
we
battle. We got to finish off the loadout battle.
Wait, hold on. Did you vote before we finished, John? Did you vote?
John, did you vote?
Didn't have a chance. I threw my phone earlier in the video.
All right, so we're gonna close it in
Here we go.
5, 4,
3, 2, like TV.
1. And the results are closed. Zero Shot Airsoft wins with 76.
Corey remains in the ring.
Yep, 76%
Flexing
of the votes
on his enemies. Did I get that right, kids? I don't know if I used that properly. Awesome. Congratulations, Corey. Keep it going another week. John, thank you so much for your positive message and straight up knowledge. Did I miss anything?
One last question for John. John, and I think we should start doing this now. Who would you like to see next on the debrief?
That's a good one. Who do you want to see on here next?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's so many.
Just real quick off the top of your head. Don't think about it. Just shoot. Shoot from the hip.
You know what would be cool to see? Pulling in someone, maybe, here's an idea. Let's start out there. Maybe a veteran going to an airsoft event.
Ooh.
First time.
The first time.
Oh, like a newbie guest.
You know what? We got to talk to Freddie, and we'll see.
Or, you know what we could do this weekend? We could find someone who this is their first event and try and get them on a guest as like a short Q&A later or something like that.
Ooh.
Like this week, if you're at Avalon this weekend and it's your first event or you know someone's first event, tell them to come talk to us because you could be on TV.
That's right.
Yeah, and we'll also talk to Freddie, don't worry. We got contacts.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your Huckleberry.
We will not go quietly into the night.
It is your killer instinct which must be harnessed if you expect to survive in combat.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Remember this day, man, or it will be yours for all time.
What keeps you awake at night?
Nothing. I keep other people awake at night.